A lady and her friend were driving on a dark road surrounded by woods. They thought they saw something, which was already pretty frightening. And then, to make things scarier, they heard a shout from far away. But they didn't want to risk finding out more by checking it out.
Oh my god, no, fuck that.
They didn't have any more information, so they decided to leave the area. And that's the whole story. Look at this video from the security camera. It's a city alleyway, and we can see a person running across from left to right. But something strange is happening. If we look closely, the person seems to not have legs and goes through things on the right side of the screen. People have come up with lots of ideas about what this could be, like aliens coming, or black magic stuff, or maybe just a trick someone did. But none of these theories have explained where this weird thing came from, or what it really is. Even though we don't know, one thing is clear. Many people are really interested in it and want to know what it actually is. When someone was driving with their family in the woods, they recorded a weird white figure moving super fast. This figure looks like it's floating, which makes people in the comments talk a lot about if it's real or not. Some think the fast movement might just look like that, while others say it's not real. One night in July 2020, someone gets a message on their phone that there's something moving outside their house. They got curious and looked at the camera's video. They see a guy with no clothes on walking up their driveway and acting weird. The man seems confused as he walks around and takes the garden hose before going out of the camera's view for a bit. Have you ever felt like things were happening without you being able to control them? Well, that's exactly what happened to the guy in this elevator. Even though he tried really hard, the elevator seemed to be doing it. He started pressing the buttons like crazy, but it didn't help. The elevator was moving in a really scary way. The video stopped right when the elevator hit either the ceiling or the floor. Luckily, the man managed to get out alive. He was injured though, and he's probably going to start using the stairs from now on. In the next video, there's another person named Daniel who was recording a fire on his farm in Oklahoma. He was recording it for his online channels. He filmed the fire really well and was talking about it when he accidentally filmed something really strange. It's not easy to see unless we look closer, but you can notice someone running in the background. Here's the video again. What could that be? Daniel didn't realize it until a friend texted him and asked if it might be Bigfoot in his video. Daniel was surprised when he watched the video again and saw the mysterious thing. Who or what would run through a fire like that? Tell me what you think about this. This quick video shows a man walking in the middle of the street, and the cars seem to go right through him. Can someone please explain this? On May 3rd, 2019, a super strong storm called Cyclone Odessa. It was a Category 5 hurricane, and it was the strongest storm to hit the area since 1999. Watch this video. The wind is incredibly powerful. It goes through an office building and breaks the windows. It even throws the roof off an apartment building and some cars around. This hurricane caused a lot of damage, about $8.1 billion worth. It was the second most expensive disaster at that time, in the area near the Indian Ocean. A security camera recorded a man out for a walk on a sunny day. Suddenly, something unbelievable happened. Look at this. A huge sheet of glass fell down, just barely missing him. He lost his scarf, but he's really lucky. Things could have been much worse. In Singapore, a driver is enjoying music while driving behind a taxi, but then something really strange happens to the taxi. A mist that seems alive and mean comes in through the taxi's window, making the driver stop. Inside the taxi, something ghostly and weird happens. The scene gets brighter a few times, like something spooky might be happening. But then, the video suddenly stops, and we don't know what happened or if the passenger is okay. Was it maybe a computer trick, or did something really strange from another world happen? We still don't know the answer to this mystery. While the drone is flying over the forest, it sees something shiny and white among the trees. It goes down to take a closer look because it's curious. And guess what? The white thing is a woman wearing a long dress. She doesn't look like she's lost or scared. Instead, she looks at the drone in a way that feels kind of spooky. Some people call her a white witch, and others say she might be a ghost. But we still don't know who she really is. Why would a lady in a white dress go so deep into the woods, far away from where people live? We don't know the reason, and it makes everyone think about why she's there in such a strange place. In this video, security cameras record a lady and a guy shopping at their nearby easy-to-reach store. They went to the cash counter, and the lady seemed unhappy with the cashier. Strangely, she made him turn around before leaving. The lady in the video was Joanne Dene, famous for the Peterborough ditch murders. She stabbed 3 men and left their bodies in ditches. She killed her partner, friend, and probably the man next to her. It's really disturbing to think that one of us could have a normal interaction with someone who's a killer. Many bank robbers either don't wear a mask or wear one that barely covers their face, but this guy seems to know better. He wrapped his head in bandages like a mummy, fully covering his face. Even though the police took pictures of him from different angles, there's no exposed skin for them to examine. The FBI is searching for him, but it seems like he's managing to avoid getting caught. A security camera records a brave dog scaring away a snake that was sneaking up on its owner. During the summer of 2022, a tornado struck China. This tornado was so powerful that it threw debris all over the place. Things that weren't tightly secured were lifted off the ground. The second and third tornadoes were strong enough to completely destroy 2 separate roofs. The aftermath showed that Joe's warehouse was in ruins, with twisted metal beams and a roof that had collapsed. Tornadoes can really wreck things and cause a lot of damage. This video is brief but spooky. A camera in a car records a driver who's driving in the middle of the night. They suddenly notice a strange person dressed all in white on the side of the road. I don't know about you all, but seeing a man walking alone on the road in the dark near a forest is really strange. It makes you wonder, was he a real person or a ghost? A while back, there was a spooky video going around about a weird doll that was supposedly discovered in Mexico. The doll's eyes seemed to watch where people were looking. But it turns out, that video wasn't true. However, the dog was definitely real. An artist named Julia Lane from Oklahoma made it. Julia was really good at creating dolls that can make their eyes move like yours do. Check out these eerie videos and pictures of the doll. Following a series of homeless people being killed in Las Vegas, security cameras recorded a police plan to catch the killer. They put a mannequin under a blanket to make it look like someone was sleeping there. Shane Schindler didn't waste any time and started attacking the mannequin. When Schindler tried to leave the area, the police officers closed in on him and arrested him. That was a pretty smart move. Check out this mysterious video from a security camera. We're looking into a regular garage through a wide lens that makes things look wide and round. It's nighttime, and there are cars outside with gardening stuff around. All of a sudden, there's this weird light coming down from the sky. It disappears for a moment and then goes through the side of a parked truck. At first, it looks kind of like a sausage, but as it moves, it becomes more like a wisp. This strange light goes into the garage and then quickly goes away, and there's no sign of anyone around. If we look closer, the light seems like it's moving on purpose, but it's still weird. Could this video mean there's a ghost haunting the place? Or is there another reason for it? Workers arrived at their job and found out that someone had broken into their workplace. When they watched the security video, they saw a man using a big wooden board to get inside. He looked at the cash register, but there was no money inside. There was money in a jar for tips, but he didn't take it. All he ended up taking were some car keys. Strangely, he didn't steal the car that those keys belonged to. The man went through a lot of trouble to break in, but he didn't get anything out of it. You might remember this old video of two runners in the forest at 7:30 in the morning. You can hear them talking about seeing a clown. Not long after, the guys actually see the clown walking on a bridge and they go up to talk to him. The clown starts chasing them right away, and then the video suddenly stops.
I swear to God, man. We just saw a clown, and I'm sort of freaking out about it. Yo, what the are you doing, man? It's 7:30 in the morning. Have you heard about all this? People are freaking out about this.
The description of the video said the clown had a knife with him too. I'm really fed up with these spooky clowns. Security camera video shows a guy wearing a hood using a hammer to search through a bedroom for valuable things. Fortunately, nothing was stolen, and nobody in the house woke up. Otherwise, things could have turned bad. Security camera footage captures Steve Kosher parking his car and getting out. But after this moment, he disappeared without anyone seeing him again. Steve lived in St. George, Utah when he suddenly went missing. People realized he was gone a few days later because he didn't show up for work and church events. The police discovered that Steve had traveled more than 1,000 miles between Utah and Nevada in the week leading up to his disappearance. We don't know where Steve went or why he left. Some think he might have had a secret relationship and left with another woman, but it's hard to say for sure. This video shows people at Costco running towards the exits of the store. Then a man with a weapon shows up in one of the aisles, which makes everyone scared. It's not clear how the shoppers found out about it, but they got really worried and left quickly. It must have been really frightening for them. Thankfully, the store was eventually emptied, and the man didn't hurt anyone. It's surprising that with so many customers, nobody got hurt while they were rushing to leave. This event must have left a strong memory for everyone who was there. In a little town in the Philippines, there's a school with a really interesting story. There's a worker who takes care of the place, and one day while he's cleaning the porch, something really strange happens. He's sweeping the floor, and things behind him start moving all on their own. Cameras that watch for problems recorded everything. Some folks think maybe the wind is causing it, but the things that move are too heavy, and the trees aren't moving. If you look closer, you can see a broom and a dustpan sliding across the floor. Was it something ghostly doing this, or was it just a trick someone played on the worker without him knowing? We still don't really know the answer to this spooky puzzle. Daniel Chairman couldn't believe it when he got back home and saw that things were not the way he left them. They watched the security video and saw a guy in a hood trying to get into their house through the front door, but it was locked. Then the man tried the back door, but that was locked too. So he used the railing to help him climb to the balcony, where he kicked the door until it opened. Another camera shows the man coming down the stairs while the owner's dog looked very surprised. The man took a backpack with valuable things and left. Daniel recognized the man in the video. He had offered to help with yard work, but he was actually checking if the house could be broken into. Maybe an alarm system would have been useful, but it was a really bad situation for Daniel no matter what. A camera at someone's house recorded a person who set fire to an SUV parked in a California driveway. They poured gasoline from a water bottle onto the SUV and then lit it on fire before running away. The police are looking for the person responsible and are willing to give $10,000 to anyone who helps find them. If you've been to Disney World, you probably know that the Indiana Jones show is really famous there. This show lets you see what the stunts look like when they happen live. One of these stunts is when Jones runs from a big rolling ball, just like in the movie. But something went wrong during this stunt. The ball rolled in the wrong direction and went into the crowd. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. That ball is really heavy, more than 400 pounds, so it could have been really bad. Back in 1982, workers fixing the road in Utah, USA found something really eerie when they were digging in a swamp. At first, they thought it might be a place where murders happened because they found lots of skulls. But experts soon realized these skulls weren't recent. While they kept looking, they were shocked to discover the remains of 168 people. The swamp's special conditions had kept the skulls in surprisingly good shape. They figured out that these skulls were from a very old time, around 5100 BC in what's called the Archaic period. This amazing discovery gave us more knowledge about ancient history and let us learn a lot about how people lived thousands of years ago. This video shows something that might make you feel uneasy. It's called breathing earth, and it happens when the ground is loose and the wind is really strong. It makes a strange thing happen. Different ideas try to explain why this rare thing happens. Some people even say it might be a huge creature under the ground, but actually it's because the bigger trees are in a hurry to keep the wind from hurting the smaller trees. Even though we know why it happens, you wouldn't want to be stuck in the middle of this natural dance of the Earth's breath. This video teaches us why it's not a good idea to go into the sea and start problems with the creatures that live there. The guy in the video had a really unbelievable encounter with a shark. Thankfully, he managed to swim away and escape. Hopefully, he learned that going into the sea like that isn't a smart move. It's not his area to be in. In this video, a person who takes care of animals at a zoo was playing with tigers, lions, and leopards. They were all having a good time, with the animals snuggling and getting gentle touches from the person. But then, there's a moment where a leopard in the background starts moving slowly toward the person, as if it's planning to attack. Thankfully, the tigers frightened the leopard away. The person who takes care of the animals scolded the leopard and showed they weren't afraid, even after what happened. This video comes from New Jersey, and it shows a man sneaking around a house while a mom and her 2 daughters were sleeping. The house had 3 floors, and the mom started hearing strange sounds from downstairs. She got worried and checked the home security video. What she saw was really scary. After watching that, she locked herself and her daughters in the bathroom and called the police. But the police took some time to get there, so they waited and hoped the man wouldn't come upstairs. Luckily, he never did. He did take some valuable things with him, though. I'm just relieved that the mom and her daughters weren't hurt. A YouTuber named Aldo from S-World decided to take an Elmo doll to a playground that people say is haunted. He did this at 3 a.m. to see if anything strange would occur. It's believed that Elmo might start moving around at that time. Aldo and his friends thought that nothing would actually happen. They walked away for a minute and then claimed that the Elmo doll moved by itself. They also said its face looked a bit different.
Wait, wasn't he on his stomach?
They looked away again, and suddenly Elmo was facing down. It would be more convincing if they didn't keep moving the camera away from Elmo so much. But the doll did laugh on its own, which makes me wonder if it might be real. A camera at someone's house recorded a person who set fire to an SUV parked in a California driveway. They poured gasoline from a water bottle onto the SUV and then lit it on fire before running away. The police are looking for the person responsible and are willing to give $10,000 to anyone who helps find them. With a Ring camera watching, a big car gets stolen without anyone even noticing. It's a Chevy Tahoe, and it's taken very easily right in the daytime. A man walks up to the car, checks his pockets, and somehow unlocks the door. It turns out the door wasn't even locked in the first place. Without needing a key, he starts the car and drives off like it's no big deal. What's shocking is that this whole stealing thing takes just 1 minute, exactly 60 seconds. And your car could be taken too, just like that. The boldness and speed of this theft surprise us, and they remind us to be careful and keep our vehicles safe from these quick thieves. It's really scary how serial killers talk about their murders like it's no big deal. The security camera video shows Neil Maxwell and Luke Pearson casually talking about how they killed Lee Cooper. It's crazy how they talk about it so calmly, as if they're just chatting about the weather. In Kahuku Kona, Hawaii, there's danger even though the place looks really beautiful. Huge waves as big as tall buildings could come and cover up the neighborhoods. People watch with surprise as the waves crash over walls by the sea, messing up parties and events. Since the island doesn't have a lot of space to go to that's farther from the water, they just stand there, not knowing what to do and hoping to save their gatherings. The day looks so nice and sunny, which tricks them into thinking they have a lot of time to get to their events. But nature has its own plans. Suddenly, the sunny day gets crazy, and it reminds everyone about the real danger that's always around. Even in the most beautiful places on Earth, like this one, nature can be really risky. Back in 2019, a guy named Max Vest rented a room from Airbnb. He had no idea that there was a secret black camera hidden under a mirror that was recording him while he was in bed. And guess what? There was another sneaky camera hiding in a plug and a thing that makes the air smell nice. The whole room was filled with cameras, and you wouldn't be able to see them just by looking. Even in hotels, you might come across cameras that are hidden, like one inside a normal-looking lamp. It's really scary to think that someone could watch you without you even knowing. So make sure you're careful whether you're traveling or living with people you don't know well. These strange cameras might be around without you realizing it. In Florida, a guy named Dan Watson is using a drone to record his family at the beach. Suddenly, he sees something in the water, a creature swimming really near a bunch of people. It's a shark, and you can tell it's a shark by its straight fin on its back. Dolphins have a fin that's curved. The people on the beach don't know there's a shark there. Florida is known for having a lot of shark attacks, which makes this even scarier. Thankfully, this time the shark doesn't attack anyone, but it was really close. The drone gets this really intense video that makes us remember that there's danger in the sea. It's a scary reminder of how things could have gone really bad really fast. Back in 2008, a video came out showing a strange flying thing up in the sky. It didn't have any wings or a tail. The video looks like it's from the 1960s or 70s, and it shows someone controlling the strange craft. Another part of the video shows tests happening at a place that might be a base or a place where they make things. Even though people have talked a lot about it, we still don't know what this strange thing is or where it came from. People have come up with different ideas, like maybe it's from another planet, or maybe the military was trying something new, or it could even be a fake. Some think it looks like a UFO, and others say it could be like a secret plane called the Williams X-Jet, which was made in the 1980s and had special tech for being quiet and taking off vertically. Because we don't have solid proof, the weird old video keeps catching the interest of folks who like UFOs and people who are skeptical. It's making them talk and debate about if there might be aliens or secret tech made by the military. Until we learn more, people are going to keep wondering what this strange flying thing really is. In Florida, the Sunshine State, something surprising happens. A robbery. A lady pays for her food at the counter, but then another man shows a weapon to the cashier. Smartly, the woman steps back and lets the man take what he wants. He jumps over the counter, making the cashier do what he says. Even though the cashier tries to explain that he's just doing his job, the man takes the money from the cash register and puts it in his bag. The thief doesn't seem bothered at all. The cashier worries for his safety, so he calls the police. It's been a tough day for him, facing danger in the most unexpected place, Florida, where anything can happen. This black bear wasn't supposed to be at the BBQ, I think. I don't believe any food is worth getting close to a bear. But Josh doesn't seem to agree. He's bothering the bear, even throwing his drink at it, trying to make it leave the grill area.
Listen, if it comes running, Josh, get up.
Go!
Let the food burn.
Go.
Run! Call the police. Come on, Dad.
Go.
Dad, come on. They can jump over there, guys.
Woo. Yeah.
Josh. Josh.
Get out of there. Oh.
Quit.
Oh.
No! No! Josh, get away! Dad, get away! Josh, get! Let him have it! Get, Josh! Get! Josh! No! Josh, quit! Let him have it! Let him have it! Move! This ain't funny. Move, Jacob.
The video stops, but I guess the bear ended up getting the food. Things could have gone much worse for Josh. In this video, there's a guy who walks past the area where you pay at Costco. He's got 24 bottles of Hennessy with him. To stop people from stealing stuff, there are workers by the door checking what folks have bought. They make sure everyone leaves with the things they've paid for. But this guy doesn't pay attention to the worker and just walks out of the store. The worker follows him, but the guy doesn't stop. Cameras that watch for trouble recorded everything, so the police could see it and find out who he is. It wasn't hard for them to do. There was a very bold and dangerous lady robber. She walks right into a jewelry store looking at the shiny diamonds and special watches like it's no big deal. This really brave thing happened at a Jared store in North Carolina, but it's not the first time she's done something like this. Cops think she's robbed 6 stores since April, all in different states. The FBI is really serious about catching her. They say she's maybe in her late 20s or early 30s, about 5 feet 8 inches tall, and around 130 pounds. What's crazy is that she does these robberies on her own, even when it's bright outside.
In all my decades in this business, she's the only female I have seen who has gone in and conducted these armed robberies by herself.
Cameras that watch for problems show her calmly taking stuff from the displays. She got the keys from the back of the store where the workers are tied up with those plastic ties. She wears workout clothes sometimes during the robberies, so people started calling her the jogger jewel thief. Cops think maybe she has someone helping her, because they've seen a man in the videos from different jewelry stores who seems to be talking to her through something in her ear. The FBI really wants to catch her before she does another robbery. A camera recorded a small girl who became a hero by spotting a fire in the air fryer. She quickly went to tell her dad. Her dad, Daniel, couldn't find the fire extinguisher, so he had to come up with another plan. He grabbed the air fryer, which was hot and burned his feet, and threw it out the window into the pool.
She said, Daddy, you gotta come see this. And she's doing this with her hands. I was trying not to hit the dogs, and there was plastic dripping.
He burnt his feet.
I burnt my feet.
Now people are calling Amelia their little superhero. Living right next to the woods means there's a lot of things we don't know. This video shows a kid telling their parents that the dogs are barking for no reason in the backyard. The dad comes and checks what's going on among the trees. They find a furry creature that walks on 2 legs. It goes away but comes back, like there might be more of them. It's there and then it's gone, and it makes you feel like there's something there.
Watch.
Oh yeah, right there, look. Where'd it go?
The creature walks around, like it doesn't know anyone's watching it. Some people guess it might be a person, but how tall it is and its fur make us think differently.
Oh yeah, right there, look.
Some people say it could be Bigfoot, like they're writing in the comments. But maybe there's another reason for this strange thing. We still don't know the answer to this mystery, and it makes us wonder about what's out there that we can't see.